That You'll Never Walk Alone was played, and I can assure you that we've had a full, as you say, virtually 10 minutes silence on this ground in respect to these two youngsters. Anyway, on with the proceedings today. Warrington versus the Saints. It's a real four-pointer, really. Saints have got to win all the remaining matches and then hope that we're going to drop at least a point to win the championship. And the Saints team for this afternoon: David Lyon at full-back, a three-quarter line of Riley, Connolly, Loughlin and Hunt, Rapati and Griffith to the half-backs, with Neil, O'Donnell and Ward in the front row, Joint, Dwyer and Cooper the back three, Sullivan and Mann are the substitutes. The Warrington side: Lee Penny at full-back, Thornley, Bateman, Rudd and Forster at the three-quarters, Shelford and Mackey at half-back, Harmon, Mann and Chambers form the front three, Sanderson, Richards and Cullen the back three, with Bennett and Derbyshire on the bench. And it's Warrington to kick off, playing up to the scoreboard end in the first half. The referee is Mr. Colin Steele of Dalton in Furness, Cumbria. Warrington are on a roll. They put some good wins together. They're looking to beat the Saints today. Obviously the Saints will be all geared up. They know they've got a job to do. They've got to win all the remaining matches, and hope, as I said, that we're going to drop a point to win the championship. Warrington kick it deep. Gary Connolly takes it. The Warrington defence closes in. Bernard Dwyer attacked in half-back, and Dwyer just agreed, I believe, a new 3-year contract, and let's hope he actually signs it. Another youngster here at Saints. He seems to have always been here years, Bernard. He probably has, but he's always there and about, and the most underrated player on the field, probably. Gus O'Donnell in the starting blocks there at number 9. The position usually occupied by Bernard Dwyer, but Bernard in the second row. Sonny Nicol out, John Harrison out. The ball kicked downfield. Tony Thornley has possession. Saints cover defence follow up, and Shane Cooper the man there, along with Chris Joint. Warrington in possession. It's brightening up here after a bitterly cold dinner time period. We've been here for the academy match, which St Helens beat Leeds, and I can assure you it was quite chilly here. A stiff breeze round the Hollyhocks. Well, the ball finally bouncing into touch, just a metre or so from the Saints line, but it'll be brought back for a scrum on the 10-metre line, 10 metres in from the touch, 10 metres in from the Saints line, with John Griffiths to feed. Mr. Steele there just trying to organise the scrum. Griffiths feeds it. Saints have ball possession. Rapati. Solid tackling by Warrington. They move in quickly. Now it's Bernard Dwyer in the second row berth. 20 metres from his own line. Now it's Chris Joint. Powerful second row forward. Kevin Ward, the old warhorse. First game back for quite a few. Been out with an aggravated hand injury. Last tackle of this set of 6. The ball to David Lyon. First time back here at Wilderspool since he signed for the Saints. And he was out for a considerable length of time, was David, with a nasty hamstring injury. Kept him on the sideline for quite a while. You can see it's brightening up now, and you're with your Saints video team, and as you'll probably be aware, that we're on the opposite side of the ground as of norm, due to the game being televised later this evening on Sky, and once again we're ensconced in the back of the stand. Hope it won't detract from your viewing. But Warrington keep the ball moving. Looks like Shelford running it crossfield. Alan Hunt will have to tidy it up. Well, David Lyon misses it. It's going to be a try for Warrington. No, he misses it. No, that's not. He's pointed. Well, I don't think he actually got contact. But Thornley awarded a try. The touch judge is consulting with the referee, but the referee's pointed. And we saw this once before, that the referee had pointed and then changed his mind, but he's not changed his mind this time. Got a mix-up there between Alan Hunt and David Lyon, and the try's awarded. Thornley has the touchdown. No doubt the Warrington public will be quite chuffed about that, with David Lyon being the ex-wire. And he lost his foot in there just when Alan Hunt was covering him, and David Lyon would have been expected to take the ball. He lost his foot in. Thornley grubbing it forward. It looks as though it may have been a bit too far, but he is adjudged to have got downward pressure on the ball. I very much disagree with that, but it doesn't make any difference. As they said, there's 4 points on the board there, and that's all there is to it, isn't it? But it's a chance now. It's Chris Rudd that's looking for the conversion. Yes, Stuart, your cameraman today, a Warrington, an ardent Warrington spectator, said read the papers. Well, I've already said that, haven't we? We know it's 4 points on the scoreboard, irrespective of what we say. But Mr. Steele there, he did the pointing. And with these officials, it's per many 8 from 10 to get a decision. But it's 4 points on the board, as we say, and a chance for Warrington to add the extras. Chris Rudd, about 8 metres in, and just outside the 20-metre line. Warrington in the lead by 4 points at present, to 0. So here's Rudd. Well, it looks a good kick that from Rudd. Has it gone between the uprights? Oh, just waved away. Very unfortunate there. So 4-0 the score. A slip up by the Saints, and the Saints public there just getting behind the charges. Come on, you Saints, is the cry. A little bit of a mix-up. I'm sure nothing we can't overcome. Mackey takes the ball, turns it in field. Loose forward, Paul Cullen, he gets the ball away. Good running, but equally good tackling by Mike Riley on the far side. Dwayne Mann, that dummy half for Warrington. Basil Richards taking up the running. Big lad, promoted from the substitutes bench this afternoon into the second row, with a bit of a reshuffle in the Warrington side. Neil Harmon, he has possession. It's St Helens lad, Harmon, along with Gary Sanderson in the second row. Another St Helens lad. It's Warrington just short of the halfway line. Now with Greg Mackey. Good ball there to the left. Mackey and Shelford will no doubt be tough customers at the half-back pairing. And Saints have equally good customers in Cooper, in Griffiths and Rapati, with Shane Cooper at loose forward. Good cover defence there by Warrington, pressing up on the Saints. Got a penalty to St Helens. Enthusiastic tackling, all holding down is the indication. Certainly moved in quickly there, and sometimes the officials move in quickly, other times they don't, and he was in over enthusiastically this time. Saints gain good yardage, and John Neal, push runner in. Well, must be high in the tackle, I would imagine. Warrington penalised again, but referee Steele there bringing somebody out for a high tackle. Keep it low, he says, and you can buy me a pint after. So Saints with another penalty. David Lyon over to the Snookers club side here at Wilderspool. Kevin Ward brings the ball up. Now it's Saints just 20 metres out. John Neal penetrates the 20-metre area. Gus O'Donnell attacked in half-back. Saints trailing by 4 points to 0. Now it's with Chris Joint. Have to excuse me this afternoon, a bit frog in the throat and all that sort of stuff, flu and what have you, but we'll do our best. Rapati, good ball there, I think to Loughlin, but it's intercepted by Thornley. Connolly comes in, homes in on him, bounces him to the ground. Have to lay off him quickly. Well, a lot of Marlin at the play the ball. Thornley tried to milk that for a penalty, but it's Warrington on the charge. Lee Penny, the full-back. One end to the other now. It's Warrington on the attack after being forced to defend. Now it's Greg Mackey. Changes the point of direction. Just short of Warrington, 5 metres short. Saints forced to defend now. Mackey has the ball, well closed down by O'Donnell. Quick out to the blocks there. Held his man back and completed the tackle. Now for Shelford, inside ball there, certainly looked a hint forward. Was the last tackle of this set of 6. With Shelford attacked in half-back, down to Mackey. On to Neil Harmon. Well, the ball came inside there. And a good tackle. Oh, that's the turnover. Certainly looked a couple of forward passes in that movement. But good tackling by the Saints. And David Lyon did well there, didn't he? Well, Warrington there, moving up quickly. Nothing more than you can expect. Valuable prizes at stake at the end of the season. The Saints have got to come up with the 2 league points this afternoon. Sarah Patty giving Saints a bit of a breathing space. Warrington all offside on the referee's left, but allowed to go on with it. It's the last tackle of this set of 6. Bernard Dwyer feeds it infield to Cooper. Boots it downfield. Thornley forced to turn and gather. He does so safely. But he's sandwiched there. Excellent Cooper and Dwyer sandwich on Thornley as he came in. He tried to get Lee Penny to move out wide, but he had to take the tackle. Basil Richards for Warrington. Wayne Mann from acting half, making good yardage. His man, the hooker, just brought down short of the halfway line. 10 minutes of the game gone. 4 points to 0, Warrington in the lead. Shelford looking for that half gap. O'Donnell and I think who it was that brought him down, but anyway, Saints forced to defend. Dwayne Mann for Warrington, attacked in half-back onto Shelford. Last tackle of this set of 6. Shelford chips it through. Well, Shelford has it back. Drubbing it through, Saints couldn't take it, and now the ball's back with Warrington. So definitely the rub of the green going Warrington's way in the early minutes. Chambers driving it up. Big prop forward. Mackey turned it infield. Only spirited tackling by the Saints will do. 5 metres from their own line. They're forced to defend. Injured player, is it? Yes, the referee. It's Greg Mackey, I think, that's taken a knock. Obviously interfering with play, and referee Colin Steele from Cumbria moves in quickly, stops the game. Warrington with an excellent win last Sunday at Oddsall. They beat Bradford 21 points to 8. They're looking to keep up the impetus. In possession, Harmon it is, driving for the line. 2 metres short. Mackey inside to Shelford. Shelford spreading it. Saints caught on the outside, yes. And the opposite wingman there, Mark Forster. He's in for the Warrington second try. Quick transference of the ball by the Warrington. They put a lot of pressure on the Saints. After Shelford had chipped through, Jonathan Griffiths couldn't gather it cleanly. It came back, Shelford got the return ball, and then Warrington put the pressure on the Saints. They moved it out quickly there, over to the left-hand corner, and Mark Forster went in for the easiest of tries. 8 points to 0 is the score, with this Rudd conversion to come. Both sets of substitutes for both sides warming up on the touchline. And as I said, Warrington, excellent win, 21 points to 8 against Bradford. Last week with tries from Mann, Kenyon and Rudd. 3 Rudd goals and 2 drop goals from Shelford and 1 from Mackey were the scorers. And Saints with a good win at Thrumhall Halifax, 18 points to 12. Loughlin, Rapati and Cooper with tries and 3 Loughlin goals there. That was a televised game on the Sky cameras. And this is one that's going to be sent out this evening, at 7 o'clock this evening, a rerun of this afternoon's game. It's Rudd from the touchline. Looks a better effort this time, but waved away. 8-0 the score. Couple of mistakes in the Saints ranks, and unfortunately Saints have paid the price. Warrington have crossed the whitewash twice, with both wingmen going over for tries, both unconverted. Tirapati, low kick, taken by Thornley. Dwayne Mann steps up, attacking half-back. Feeds it inside. Gary Sanderson. Protective headgear, but he's held up by Ward and Chris Joint. Warrington moving it left. Neil Harmon. Tackling's got to be firm, fair and hard from the Saints. They've got to take the man round the legs and around the top to prevent him from releasing this ball. Warrington very lively in the loose, and the final pass there from Chambers just going astray. Knock forward, now a scrum down with the Saints feed. John Griffiths to feed. Cooper takes it blindside. Griffiths has to take the tackle of Mackey. Well, try to bounce off him. Mike Riley coming crossfield. He did look a little high, but referee Steele pounds his chest. Warrington move up quickly, as you'd expect. Saints moving crossfield. Rapati, Loughlin. Push past the first man, but the tackler's coming from Warrington. David Lyon, tacked in half. John Neal changes direction, back to Paul Loughlin. He's brought down on the 20-metre line. It's the last tackle of this sequence. I think the Saints should put a high one up here. Try and put a bit of pressure on the wire. Griffiths pops it up, but is it too deep? Well, it's gone directly dead. You know, anything can happen with the old oval-shaped ball. Bounce-wise, but it went directly dead. And Warrington will restart with a tap from the centre of the 20-metre line. Dwayne Mann. He slips it up. Forster coming on the opposite diagonal. Neil Harmon running strong, but bounces off Kevin Ward there. 35 years of age, Ward, and linked in the paper with a possible move. But Warrington lose possession. A possible move to Halifax. He said Halifax were interested. Well, they're interested in everybody, Halifax, aren't they? Alan Hunt attacked in half-back. He tries to scamper away, just held by the scruff of the neck there. Gus O'Donnell wants a quick play of the ball. Warrington move up quickly. John Griffiths takes it crossfield. Kevin Ward stood in the tackle, turns, looks to release it, but three-man Warrington tackle, makes sure he doesn't. Bernard Dwyer now, looking at that half gap, it's on to Rapati. An ever-present this season, this Tirapati, and Shane Cooper's only missed one game. Rapati, one try in each of his last 5 games, so looking to maintain the record. Saints trailing by 8 points to 0. And need the valuable 2 league points to maintain the challenge for the championship. Gus O'Donnell, last tackle now. It's on to Loughlin, chips it through, but Thornley gathers it. It sits up nice for him. Would have been the turnover if the tackle had been completed, but Warrington do have possession. Big prop there, Gary Chambers. But Warrington have an injured man, just being treated by the physio. Warrington temporarily down to 12 able bodies on the field. Mackey takes the tackle. Cooper was the man involved. But Warrington have possession. Saints urged to get back on side by referee Steele. Good tackling there by the Saints, moved up quickly. Loughlin and Hunt moved in. Last tackle of this sequence, Shelford. Saints move it quickly after Shelford. He mustn't forget to pick his equity card on the way back, must he? After a dive like that, but Saints have the ball. Bernard Dwyer and Saints run it blindside with John Neal. Well, looks a little high, but Paul Cullen it was. We know Cullen, as I've said before, not well, Rapati into the clear. Chris Joint, lofted ball, it's touched a Warrington man, it must be all on. Lee Penny has possession. Saints tried to keep it moving there, I think the idea was right, but Connolly moves in. Saints will have to hold him up, push him over the line, good tackling, excellent tackling by the Saints. Forced Warrington over the line there. Connolly was the instigator, held the man 1-1, and then the tacklers came in and held him over the line. From nearly scoring there, the Saints did well, they pressed the man over the line, and it's a drop out from between the sticks. Come on you Saints is the cry from the Saints public, and the travelling faithful, not too far is it from St Helens. Leeds at home next week, and then the last away game of the league against the old Pie Eaters at Central Park, and we finish off at Nosey Road. David Lyon, good ball to Loughlin, Saints must be in. Yes, Alan Hunt, oh, a superb try. Hunt goes again, touches it down. Good play by the Saints there from that dropout, but Alan Hunt goes in, and Saints are on the board. 19 minutes and Saints register the try. Good play by the Saints. From the drop out there, they put pressure on Warrington, as Warrington have put pressure on the Saints for the first 20 minutes. And the Saints hit back there, forced Warrington over the line. They was dropped out, and from the resulting drop out, the Saints drove it down the blind side, and good play there. Loughlin and Hunt finishing off. Hunt squeezing in at the corner. And now it's Loughlin, only, what shall we say, 2 or 3 metres in from the touchline, just outside the 20-metre line. 8 points to 4 the score. And considering both of the Warrington tries coming from Saints errors, Saints hitting back in good style there. Coach Loughlin, 38 goals to his credit, been out for 6 months of the season, just falling short. No conversions yet, and 4 points for the Saints, 8 points to Warrington. Twen 21 minutes of the game gone. 8 points to 4 the score. And Saints showing what they're capable of. Let's get the ball back and let's move it again. Gunnar Dwyer, he takes it cleanly. Cooper at dummy half. Who's it crossfield? Mike Riley coming in. Tony Sullivan had been out injured. He's on the substitutes bench this afternoon. Playing well in the A team. As Donald gets the ball out to Griffiths. Saints moving quickly. Rapati, good ball there. Riley has it. It's fed inside. Connolly tidies it up. But Warrington covered up well there, didn't they? They seemed to be split and then they covered up. It's Riley again in the midfield. Saints throwing the ball about a bit. Not making a lot of yardage, but Warrington defence doing well. Now it's Chris Joint. Exciting second rower, Chris Joint. Not included in Mal Riley's Great Britain squad to take on France this Friday. Ward puts the ball out. Bernard Dwyer, did he knock it back? Has the ball gone into touch? Saints have possession. Well, the referee's given a knock on at the end. I think he was looking around for a bit of divine guidance there, and in the end he comes up with a knock on. Warrington get the ball from the scrum, move it quickly crossfield. It's like Shelford attacking half-back. He gets the ball over to the right. Lee Penny was linking up, looking for the to be the extra man. Now it's Dwayne Mann at dummy half. Mackey changes direction onto Cullen. Well taken there, well taken by Bateman. Ball inside to Penny. He's taken down well. Good tackling by the Saints, but Warrington, they move upfield again. Excellent running. Now with Mackey. Well, the man's got to be taken down, and Saints will have to move in. Oh, super tackle by Hunt, but the ball's got away. Now with Thornley. Good tackling again. Saints defence holding firm. Inside ball, Cullen. The ball's knocked back. Well, it's allegedly hit a Saints player, and the tackle count is waved clean. So pressure on the Saints again, short of their own line, and having to make another set of 6 tackles count in defence. Mackey. Basil Richards looking for support. He turned in the tackle, couldn't release it, but Warrington forced back a little bit. Whether it's giving the Warrington breathing space, but Mackey goes for the drop, and it's there. Greg Mackey pops one over. He popped one over last week at Oddsall, but that's his 1 pointer there. It gives Warrington a 9-4 lead. Putting pressure on the Saints, but the cover defence held firm. The ball came back for Mackey, popped it over, gives Warrington a 5-point cushion. Now Paul Cullen. Short ball to Penny. Good play from Warrington. They move it out again, and Warrington now break through. Saints forced to defend. Well, a lofted pass. Oh, good ball handling skills there, but Saints should come up with a loose ball, should they? They do. Saints have possession, but Warrington again. They moved 50-60 metres upfield. Now it's Gary Connolly. Connolly coming blindside. Taken down. Quick hand from O'Donnell. On to Loughlin. Sidesteps in field. The ball knocked out. And Warrington have possession. Well, I would have thought that would have been a knock-on. The ball was knocked out of Loughlin's hands by the Warrington player, but they have possession. Shelford going for the line, in the lead by 9-4 of the wire. Mackey it is, he's forced back. Solid tackling there by the Saints. This fella Mackey, we know he rules the roost, and he'll have to be attended to, won't he? Solid defending again from the Saints. Quite a healthy crowd here at Wilderspool. Shelford, short ball there on the far side, the last tackle. Have to watch for the drop goal. Mackey in a good position again. Will he go for the 1-pointer? Well, he's lined up for it. It's going to be the turnover. It's a knock-on. It's on the 6th tackle. Good play by the Saints, pressurising Mackey, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to move up quickly. We know he's the danger man, and he's got to be spotted, and he was spotted there, and the Saints defence did the job. Shane Cooper has possession. Warrington moving up quickly, and as long as they're going to do it and get away with it, they're going to carry on doing it, aren't they? If the referee won't get them back on side, and all offside on the referee's left, and he was looking and didn't even give it, but a little fracas there, and lots of bodies coming in. Well, there's no need for all the bodies to come in. The scrap had started, but surprising how they all pile in, and little debts are settled in things like this, aren't they? But it's bad for the game. Let's see who gets picked out. Warrington always an ill-disciplined side years and years ago, but they've been very good of late. Well, Bernard Dwyer being brought out, and I find that very hard to believe, that Bernard Dwyer is the instigator, but referee Steele there just giving him a little bit of ear bashing. Shane Cooper there remonstrating as well, and it looks like Dwayne Mann coming up to try and settle things down, but Dwyer's going to be shown a card by the looks of things. Got the yellow card. Well, I find that very hard to believe. Well, Dwayne Mann's got 10 minutes as well, so both hookers. .28 minutes gone, both sides down to 12 men, with both the hookers there being penalised. So both the hookers there, 10 minutes in the sin bin, and yet Warrington have the penalty. a chance to extend the lead. Right in front of the sticks, 20 metres out. So it's Warrington hoping to convert this penalty award into points. 20 metres out, right in front of the sticks. Yes, Chris Rudd pops it over. Oh, 11-4 the score. Saints trailing. Still plenty of time. We have 11 minutes of this first half, plus another 40 minutes. 2 valuable league points at the end of the game. Warrington in 8th position with a 3-point gap between them and the next and the 9th place side. They need the points as well. They're looking for a top 8 playoff position. But Basil Richards running hard and strong. Warrington running it again. Gary Chambers. Oh, solid tackling there. John Neal and John Griffiths. John Griffiths comes back for a second bite of the cherry right in front of our camera position. Cullen attacked in half. On to Mackey. Just half a gap there and Mackey tries for it. Elusive character, excellent player. Second spell here at Warrington after he was poached by Hull. Now it's Cullen. He has to take the tackle again. He's lost possession, has he? The ball's lost. Jonathan Griffiths and John Neal again come in, and the power of the tackling releases the ball from Cullen's hands. Scrum down to be formed with a Saints feed. 11-4 the score, 30 minutes gone on the clock. Tirapati. Griffiths at dummy half. Cooper, Lyon in the line, brings it out wide, and Lyon again nearly got through the gap. Good tackling there by Mackey. Lyon wants a quick clear the ball. Well, John Neal can't take it, knocks it back, but the knock on given. The scrum down with the Warrington feed. Saints their own worst enemy at times. Well, loose play, what Saints capitalise on it. Lachlan, he had Rapati with him, he chose to take the tackle. Let's see if the Saints can get points on the board now. Kevin Ward, 10 metres short. Saints in possession. Cooper at dummy half. They bring it to the left of the Saints. Rapati, quick hands here. Chris Joint. Oh, saw the gap, but excellent tackle by Cullen. Superb tackle, man and ball, and then lies all over him. Griffiths to John Neal. Turns it back to Tia Rapati. Rapati goes for it, bounces off the tackle. Still driving is Rapati. Taken by Lee Penny, last ditch tackle. Warrington urged to get back on behind their own line. Now it's Ward, pushes one off. Good ball to Conley, yes! Saints a superb try, and Saints are in, and that's a pressure try there from Gary Conley in the 32nd minute. Gary Conley's 12th try of the season, and none more timely. But Warrington had possession in their own 20-metre area. They lost it. Lachlan capitalised on it, moved it quickly, and they couldn't force the way over. They brought it over to the left, and then it was transferred back over towards the sticks, and Conley finished off in good style. (11-8) the score. With this Lachlan conversion to come. Shouldn't have any problem. But just the Greg Mackey drop goal will be separating the sides after Lachlan's popped this one over, hopefully. Yeah, strikes it well. Lachlan goal, 11 points to 10. Lachlan's 39th goal of the season. adds to Connolly's 12th try, puts the Saints within a point, just that Mackey drop goal as I've said, and Warrington have missed 2 goals attempts to the tries, and obviously Lachlan missed the one to the Hunt try. But both down to 12 men, with both hookers just having a 10-minute rest in the sin bin. The Warrington kick-off, try scorer Connolly takes it. A lot of discontent up at the Saints on about Connolly, really, whether he's going to sign a contract or whatever. It's due up in September, I believe, and Saints obviously trying for his signature, but whether the lad accepts the contract or not, we don't know. Kevin Ward still battling forward, the old Warhorse powers on. O'Donnell brings it blindside, he chips it through, well taken out there by Mackey, and if that doesn't warrant 10 minutes in the sin bin, I don't know what does. A vicious shoulder charge by Mackey on O'Donnell as he came through, and temper's getting a little frayed here again. Yes, he showed Mackey the door, and only rightly so. Mackey sin-binned after 34 minutes. O'Donnell there just receiving the treatment of Jeanette Smith. He looks here in rather a lot of discomfort there, does Gus O'Donnell. Got a blatant professional foul, as they call it, by Mackey. Takes O'Donnell out, and I think it was Chris Joint was on his outside, I think, as well, obviously by him for that kick through. So Warrington down to 11, Saints to 12. Oh, and a lovely bit of interpretation there by referee Steele, as David Lyon finds touch short of the 20-metre line. O'Donnell now fully fit. John Neal, first man in. Saints with a set of 6 to hopefully get a further score on the board that led them into the lead before the half-time interval. O'Donnell blindside to Griffiths, into a gap. Griffiths strives for it. He's brought down 2 metres short. Quick play the ball. There's Cooper. Saints moving quickly over to the right. Rapati, he straightens up. He goes for the line. Oh, the gap was there. Oh, yes, it's there. Cooper. Cooper scores it. Well taken back by Rapati. And Cooper's over. And Saints in the lead. What a try there. Cooper comes up with the goods again, just as he did at Thrumall last Friday evening. Or a week last Friday evening, or whatever. Hey, you get confused, don't you, now? I mean, this is the first Sunday match we've had since December the 27th, so we're not doing so bad, are we? Only 3 months. And back on a Sunday, but excellent try there by Cooper. Right under the posts. Lachlan will pop this one over, and Saints are now in the lead for the first time. Trailing 8-0 after 11 minutes, showed great strength of character to come back. Lachlan pops it over. Second of the afternoon. Saints in the lead. 16 points to 11. As I said, 8 points to 0 down after 11 minutes after 2 mistakes. And the Saints faithful there at the back of the sticks are just letting the Warrington Speckies know that they're just not singing anymore. They have gone rather quiet, haven't they? Man, you wouldn't expect anything else, would you? But it's Warrington to kick off. Centre spots. 3 minutes of the half remaining. And both of the hookers should be back on any minute now. 28 minutes they went off. Rudd kicks it deep and high. Riley lets it bounce, but it goes to Connolly. Connolly, whoa, taken well there. Cullen moves in. Rapati steps up, attacking half-back. Saints moving to the left, and both hookers, well, I'm saying both hookers. Obviously Dwyer, we're used to Bernard Dwyer being the regular hooker, but he's in the second row this afternoon. But both these lads back on. Dwayne Mann and Bernard Dwyer. Warrington looking to make a substitution. Obviously this lad here, as Warrington get possession. Bateman is the man injured. Well, Warrington there, definite chance of squeezing in at the corner, and he missed it. Unlucky there, a little bit of pressure on Forster.
Replaced by Andy Bennett, sponsored by Dunbar, playing number 14, Andy Bennett.
The scrum down on the far side. Saints making a substitution. George Mann coming on for Jonathan Neal, or hoping to come on for Jonathan Neal. As John Griffiths scampers away, quick play the ball by the Saints. They want 2 points before the half-time interval. Bernard Dwyer back on, breaks through the first line defence, back to Shane Cooper. Oh, but Cooper's sandwiched there. Solid Warrington tackling, 3 men in. The ball's kicked away, it's going to be a penalty to the Saints. Frustration by Cullen, I think it was the perpetrator there. The game held up by Jonathan Neal coming off. George Mann coming on. Just a minute before the interval. Good graft there by John Neal, but he's holding his left arm, whether he has taken a knock or just a precautionary measure. We've had a lot of injury with the prop forwards, both Ward and Neal being out injured. We've had Sonny Nicholl out injured and still out injured. George Mann, he's been out. He's on again. He's had a good display in the A-team last weekend. Played the full 80 minutes. Now it's John Griffiths, Cooper, and now with Kevin Ward. Back to Rapati. Saints keeping the ball alive. 40 minutes on my watch. Injury time or stoppage time is now being played. And Bernard Dwyer moves it over to the right. Well, takes a high one there as Dwyer. And dumped ceremoniously to the ground by Cullen. Cullen and Harmon completing the tackle. Kevin Ward. Good ball there to Griffiths. Short ball, Griffiths had it. Pressure by the Saints now. Warrington down to 12 men, the Saints to 13. Well, O'Donnell there. Should have kept the ball moving there, should have O'Donnell. Well, taken over the dead ball line by the substitute there, Andy Bennett. The referee right on the job, and he's adjudged Bennett to have gathered the ball, taken it over the dead ball line, and therefore Warrington have to drop out from between the sticks. 16-11 the score. Saints back, putting the pressure on. David Lyon, midfield. Takes the tackle. Gus O'Donnell now. I think the ball that should have kept going there. O'Donnell tried for the one-pointer, but the Saints should have kept the movement going. George Mann, block-busting Kiwi forward. Powers it upfield. Saints turn the ball back inside, along the line. They've got to stretch this Warrington defence. They are doing. Quick hands. Oh, Loughlin couldn't take it with the line of begging. But the referee, he's penalised the Saints for offside. Well, I don't know how he comes up with that decision, especially when Saints were moving the ball. It looks as though it was an offside. I wouldn't have said it was a forward pass, but out to Loughlin, excellent ball. If he could have took it cleanly, Saints would have been in again. But the referee still looked as though it was an offside indication. I don't know how he comes up with that. As I said before, per many 8 from 10, and you get a decision off these fellas. 2 minutes gone of stoppage time. Warrington trailing by 16 points to 11. Down to 12 men with Mackey, the scrum half, in the sin bin. Basil Richards now, big second row forward. He's held down. Saints weathering the storm there, especially coming back after an 8-0 deficit. But always a difficult tie here at Wilderspool. Well, the referee there adjudging the ball had been reaped out. The man juggling with the ball, it wasn't that at the other end just a few minutes ago, was it, when the Saints lost possession and it was adjudged to have been knocked forward. But all part of the game, as they say. You take the rough with the rough, and we're getting the rough off this fella in the black in the middle. Gary Sanderson. There's the half-time hooter. Excellent play by the Saints. The lead at half-time by 16 points to 11. Tries from Hunt, Connolly and Cooper. 2 goals by Loughlin against 2 Thornley, I beg your pardon, a Thornley try, a Forster try, a Mackey drop goal and a Rudd penalty goal. So it looked forward to a pulsating second half. So half-time here at Wilderspool, Warrington 11, Saints 16. Half with Tony Sullivan on there, come on at half-time. John Neal replaced just a minute before the interval, or a minute or 2 before the interval. Tony Sullivan on.
Yeah, lads.
Looks like he's on for Mike Riley.
Anthony Sullivan, number 14, replaces number 2, Michael Riley.
Here come the Warrington side. Yes, it's Mike Riley, just been given out by the PA system there. We had picked it up. Andy Bennett still on for Warrington for Alan Bateman. He went off as a blood bin replacement. Mike McLennan, the Saints coach, no doubt he'll have read the riot act at half-time, even though the Saints are leading 16 points to 11, especially after conceding those 2 tries. The first one a mix-up between Hunt and Lyon, and then the second one by Forster. Good transference of the ball after Saints had lost possession. But that's how it goes. They showed good strength of character coming back, trailing 8-0 and then 11-4 at one spell, and then hitting back in good style. Basil Richards, first man in after Saints had kicked off. So 40 minutes now, 2 valuable league points at stake. Saints in second position, on equal points with Wigan. We're going to have a game in hand, I think, do they? Yeah, they do have a game in hand on the Saints. The old Pie Eaters, they've got to play Lee this Wednesday. And then they take on Castleford next Sunday. Good backing up by Warrington, yes. Alan Hunt takes the ball off Richards. Hunt's going crossfield. Well, a good call there by Alan Hunt, obviously. And as Richards came across, George Mann shrugging the tacklers off. Saints have the ball just inside the Warrington half. Bernard Dwyer straightens it up. Gus O'Donnell attacked in half-back. 16-11 Saints in the lead, looking to extend it. There is Chris Joint, powers his way through. Good drive from Joint. Inside to Griffiths, but it was well taken. He might have scored Joint if he'd have gone on his own, but Saints now, they're going to run it along the line. Ward drives for it. He's there. Ward under the sticks. The old warhorse bounces the ball down, and a superb try. 1 minute and 24 seconds in the second half, and Saints extend the lead further, courtesy of Kevin Ward. Only his 3rd try of the season. Kevin Ward was in for the try right under the sticks, took the Warrington defence under. Excellent spade work there by Chris Joint. Drove it up, slipped it left to John Griffiths. From the resulting play of the ball, it came out to Kevin Ward. He came through on the burst, and he took the Warrington defence with him, bounced it down right over the whitewash with the Warrington defence trailing there. Loughlin converts it. Come on, 22-11. Mackey's back on, and Warrington looking to make a substitute with number 15, Paul Derbyshire, coming on to replace number 12, Basil Richards. So Mackey back on. Full complement now for Warrington. Good play for the Saints there, hitting back and obviously striking while the Warrington were down to 12 players. Cooper now. He stretches it up, the instigator there, Cooper. Bernard Dwyer runs it hard, and 22 points to 11 Warrington trail, especially after there was 8 points to 0 up after 11 minutes. Chris Joint again. Oh, superb run from this 21-year-old. Many years ahead of him, hopefully in the red and white jersey of the St Helens team. Gus O'Donnell attacked in half. Gets it away under a lot of pressure. Try score a Ward. Well, takes the tattle, and Derbyshire there coming in a little enthusiastically. Gus O'Donnell brings it blindside. Well flighted kick from O'Donnell. Yes, fine touch, 5 metres short of the Warrington try line. So the ball will be brought back. 10 metres from the try line, 10 metres in from this Brian Bevan stand here at Wilderspool, Warrington. Scrum down with the Warrington feed. Mackey looking to feed and get his side underway, but Saints will hopefully pressurise the wire up at that end of the field. Derbyshire, I think that is, cross-field run. Well taken down there. George Mann, Tirapati. Warrington in possession. Weather brightening up out there. And it's certainly all bright and rosy up here as far as we're concerned anyway, at 22 points to 11 in the lead. Well, good tackling there, and the ball's shaking loose. Tony Sullivan comes up with it. Referee Steele orders the Warrington back on side as Rapati comes through. Tries to shrug the tattle up, gets the ball away to Loughlin. Loughlin sees the gap, goes diagonally, brought down just short of the halfway line. O'Donnell moves it left. Griffiths misses out Dwyer, on to Joint. 3-man tackle there on Joint. Excellent tackling there by Warrington. They moved in quickly. Well, Saints just look as though they're losing the way a little bit now. Just a little lack of composure. And this won't be tolerated as O'Donnell chips it through. Hacks it through again. Well, it came off a Warrington man, and Mackey come up with it, and I don't know whether that was Mackey was in an offside position there, but play allowed to go on by referee Steele. Warrington have possession. I said before, you'll have to excuse me if I get a bit gruff. I'm suffering with the effects of flu this week, but I'm sure I can raise myself if needed to. Warrington have the ball, just 10 metres short of the halfway line. 6 minutes of the second half gone. Saints in the lead by 22 points to 11. Mackey. Short ball there. Cullen gets it away. Solid tackling by Ward. Excellent tackling there by Ward. Takes him man and ball. Lee Penny suffered the full force of that Ward tackle. David Lyon under pressure from Dwayne Mann. Lyon wants to get up quickly and play the ball, being mauled a little bit. Alan Hunt now looks for that half gap. Cullen brings him down. Neil Harmon comes in to assist. Warrington moving offside on the referee's right, moving up quickly. O'Donnell, Griffiths, Bernard Dwyer takes it. High tackle there, Thornley, round Bernard Dwyer's head. Saints moving it along the line. Cooper changes the point of direction, and Cooper still drives it forward. Last tackle of this sequence. Warrington all in front of the referee there, but an excellent kick. Finds touch on the sixth tackle, just short of the 20-metre line. Well, the blood bin replacement there, being Bateman coming back and young Andy Bennett coming off. He went off 2 minutes before the interval. They have 15 minutes to tidy him up, but Bateman back on. So the Warrington coach, Brian Johnson, obviously he wants his best 13 out there. And what he considers to be his best 13, he puts Bateman back. He must have been patched up now to have a very bloodied face as he came off. Warrington have the ball. 22-11 they trail. Mackey. Long ball to Harmon. Well, quick hands there, well tidied up. The cover before, excellent tackle by Connolly. Man and ball. Bounces the man to the ground. Blindside ploy, Forster again, but it's Connolly there. Gets through some tackling, does Connolly. Well, many times do you see that, the man on the ground, and certainly the Warrington played for that, and they come up with it. They got the penalty, they came up with it. Connolly there, he put his hands up, but at virtually every play of the ball you see this incident where the player doesn't get up. The game's usually allowed to go on. And a knock on. Saints have it. George Mann comes up with it. Quick hands on the left. Good break by Loughlin. He comes centre field. Diagonal run from this big international centre three-quarter. Now it's the Saints on the charge again. Kevin Ward drives into a three-man Warrington tackle. O'Donnell attacked in half. Run around there. Griffiths takes it the opposite way. Griffiths chips it through. Rapati looking for the mistake. Good tackling there. Dwyer, the man that comes up with it. After Jonathan Griffiths had just tapped his ankles. Well, good play again by the Saints. They press up. The Warrington public, they don't like it, but they're going to have to lump it, aren't they? They're on the wrong end of a 22 points to 11 scoreline, and let's hope the Saints can extend the lead. Oh, good tackling by the Saints, but Warrington get the ball away. George Mann wrestles his man to the ground. The referee Steele urging the Saints players to get back onside. Short ball, it's Cullen that has it. Dwayne Mann attacked in half, onto Mackie, Shelford along the line now. Solid tackling again, the last one of this sequence. Saints forced to drop back. Will the kick come? Mackie has it. Warrington are running it. Overlap for Warrington here. Inside ball there to Forster. It's on the last tackle. The Saints have only got to tackle the man well. He threw it anywhere. It's a turnover. But Warrington did well there on the sixth tackle. But now it's the turnover. Griffiths will play it. Sullivan. He comes over from the right wing onto the left. And now it's for the opposite wing man, Alan Hunt.
Come on, you red!
George Mann, an atrocious pass that to George Mann. He couldn't take it. Was knocked forward. Cullen came through looking to capitalise on the loose ball. But a bad pass there. Saints pay the penalty. Warrington head and ball. .3-0 in the scrums in the second half for Warrington, but they still trail 22 points to 11. Cullen from dummy half onto Chambers. Strong lad this Chambers. Backey trying to rally his troops. Cullen, good play there, into passing. Well, the final pass going astray, and it looked to him forward. It did go forward, but the touch judge is on. Must have been something in the tackle there. I would imagine the penalty, judging by that, the penalty will be going Warrington's way, with the touch judge coming on the far side. But it looks as though a Warrington man that's going to be spoken to, it's Paul Cullen. As we know, Cullen is not known for his finesse in the tackling, but he's being brought out there, and Dwayne Mann, the captain, being spoken to, but it is a penalty to the Saints. Well, there's one, a turn up for the book, isn't it? Obviously, we was following the ball, but going in with the forearm, must have been a Kent Walton special. But it's a penalty to the Saints. First penalty to them in the second half. 13 minutes gone, and Saints have possession. George Mann bursting through. John Griffiths on his right shoulder. Couldn't take the pass. Cooper, now it's Kevin Ward. Drives in, does Ward. Always gives 100%. O'Donnell turns it infield. Griffiths and Joint. Joint slips it away. Saints spread it. Dwyer. Good hands to Alan Hunt. Let's see what Hunt can do. Oh, Mackie there going in a little aggressively. Turn Mackie inside out there. And they try to drag Alan Hunt into touch. Saints now, they'll have to take it right across the face there, along the line. Connolly losing his footing, but good tackling there. Well, second tackling coming in. Connolly plays it to himself. And Warrington penalised for offside. Well, Connolly broke through there. He was had a good chance of scoring. The referee penalised Warrington for offside. I think it's the first time they've been penalised for offside. It's not bad, is it? 53 minutes of the game we've had, and he's finally come up with an offside decision for Warrington. Against Warrington, and they've never been onside all the match. But it's a chance now for Loughlin, 20 metres out, just to the left of the sticks. With the Saints leading by 22 points to 11, and Loughlin's trusty boot no doubt can get this one between the uprights and extend the lead. Metres out, 10 metres to the left of the sticks. Loughlin strikes it, the flags go up, and the Saints extend the lead now to 24 points to 11. Good play there by the Saints as Gary Connolly played it to himself after the Warrington players had overrun him. Went to scamper away, it was brought back, and Paul Loughlin converted the penalty into points. Alan Hunt takes it on the full. Good tackling there, excellent tackling. Derbyshire in on Alan Hunt. Now with George Mann. Derbyshire in again. O'Donnell takes it crossfield, now with Cooper. Saints captain and provider Shane Cooper. Cullen again, doing a little bit of mauling. Two loose forwards together, but now it's Chris Joint. The power from this lad, Chris Joint. As I said, he's not in Malcolm Reilly's squad for the Great Britain versus France tie this Friday. Oh, good ball there to Lyon. Oh, onto Rapati, couldn't take it. Rapati had took that, he'd been in the clear. Lee Penny was coming up. But as I say, Connolly, Hunt and Sonny Nicol, even though Sonny Nicol has been out injured, he's still included in Malcolm Reilly's squad. But Chris Joint in a rich vein of form and not included. Mackie to feed. Warrington's fourth clean scrum heel. Saints have it. Warrington drop it. It's now with Loughlin. Turning the tackle, looking to release it. Saints putting the pressure on again. Cooper. Oh, loose ball there, into touch. All the Saints players had overrun it, so after the Warrington winning the scrum possession, they made a hash of it, lost possession. Saints capitalised on it, then they moved it over to the left, and the final pass from Cooper going into touch on the far side. So another scrum down with a Warrington feed. 17 minutes of the second half gone, and the score is Warrington 11, Saints 24. Well, the Saints have ball again. They do. Gary Connolly. Yes, it's all on. Connolly has it. The referee's right there. It's surely held, but a catalogue of errors on both sides as Dwyer sees the gap. Oh, superb tackle there. Round the legs by Greg Mackey, I think it was. It was Mackey. But it's Ward. Well, now Ward throws it away. So, lack of respect for the ball from both sides. And Saints penalised for lying on it to play the ball. Well, as long as he gives the penalties in the Warrington 20-metre area, we're not grumbling, are we? When he starts giving them in our area, the chance of a goal, well, time to worry then. But Warrington have possession. Dwayne Mann. He'll restart, 10 metres short of the halfway line. A tough tie here, as I've said before, and possibly with Saints in different form as of late. Both home and away, but they're winning today, 24-11. I bet Steve wasn't picked them. He'll back Warrington this afternoon. The Steve well, Saints have possession again. Kevin Ward. It was Kelly Shelford. He tried to get the ball away, but Ward come up with it. George Mann. Saints will have to respect, well, both sides really have to respect the ball. Cooper. Threading his way through. Now it's Griffiths. Bernard Dwyer. Dwyer straightens up. 10 metres inside the Warrington half. Saints look a little bunch midfield. Now it's Joint. Takes the first tackle, drives through this Joint. Oh, Bernard Dwyer takes a high one, but he gets it away to Connolly. Connolly shrugs the first line of defence off, and then he's met again. Finally bundled to the earth. Last tackle this. O'Donnell back to Lyon. He gets a high one. Lyon will follow it up. Oh, excellent take there. Connolly, I think that'll be that's taking that high ball. Well, Warrington, well, there you are, threw the ball away, did Thornley. Of course, Saints are penalised. Surprise, surprise. Don't forget to pick your equity card on the way out, Mr. Thornley. As you con the referee again for another penalty. It's Warrington that gain further yardage upfield. 15 metres short of the halfway line. "20 minutes gone of the second half, 20 minutes of the game remaining. 13-point cushion for the Saints. Lee Penny links up, but excellently taken by Gary Connolly. One of the up-and-coming stars there, Penny. This full-back, he's only about 18 years of age. Tips for international honours. Greg Mackey turns it inside. Kelly Shelford. Good ball there. Excellent play by Warrington. Shelford again onto Harmon. Best patch of rugby we've seen in this second half from Warrington. Gary Sanderson has it. Good yardage there by the wire. 30-odd yards. Now it's Mackey. Saints will have to tackle. Can't afford to let Warrington score. Thornley, I think it is it? No. Bateman, I beg your pardon. Just corrected there by our Warrington friends here. Mackey chips it through. Loughlin takes it well. Excellent take. Under pressure from Cullen. Gus O'Donnell ringing it crossfield. Alan Hunt from dummy half. Ten-metre burst by Alan Hunt. Lyon steps up, attacked in half. David. Now Lyon has it. Tirapati, obviously looking to keep his try-scoring sequence up. Scored a try in the last 5 Saints games. Not on the sheet so far, and we've got about 19 minutes to rectify that fault. David Lyon punts it upfield. Mark Forster have to turn, catch it, he does. Lee Penny's with him, but Connolly, pound for pound, Connolly must be one of the finest tacklers in the league. Takes him, his opponent, man and ball, clamps him and wrestles him to the ground. Excellent tackling there. Shane Cooper, he's the first man in. Ward and Joint coming as well, but it's Warrington in possession in their own 20-metre area. Throwing the ball out again. Both the sides have thrown the ball out well this afternoon. Shelford, dummies, goes in field. Lyon follows him. He gets the ball away to Bateman. But David Lyon picks up the scraps. One pass too many again from the Warrington side this time. Now it's Tony Sullivan. Been out of the first team injured, playing for Wales against France. Had a couple of runs out in the A team, scored about 5 or 6 tries. Included on the subs bench this afternoon, and he replaced Mike Riley at half-time. George Mann for St Helens, midway between the Warrington 20-metre line and the halfway, with John Griffiths. Chips it back. Well, it must be offside, that man, surely. Kicked it through, did Griffiths to come off a Warrington man. Whether it was the actual man it bounced off that regathered the ball. But Warrington break quickly. Well, temper's getting a little frayed, is it? To centre field again. And Chris Joynt and Greg Mackey being brought out. But it's a penalty to Warrington. 4-2 I make it in the second half. Penalties for Warrington against the Saints, with Warrington taking the scrums by 5-0 in the second half. 24 minutes gone, 16 minutes remaining, and Saints in the lead by 24 points to 11. Obviously after the first minute of the second half, when Kevin Ward powered over for a try right under the sticks, the game's been a bit of a seesaw and bad ball handling. Both teams tried to throw the ball out a lot, but as you can see there, well, Dwayne Mann, I think that is, good hand off there on John Griffiths. Cullen attacked in half-back. Warrington approaching the Saints 20 metre earlier. Mackey, well taken down. But Warrington managed to gather the loose ball. Saints urged to get back onside. The first bit of pressure that the Saints have had to weather near their own line in this second half. Penny from the full-back position. Last tackle of this sequence. What will Warrington have up the sleeve? Mackey along the line. Good ball to Cullen. Lofted ball there. Oh, superb tackle by Connolly again. On Rudd. Took him down, man and ball. It was on the sixth tackle. The turnover to be operated. And Connolly takes it crossfield. Warrington urged to get back onside, and they're all in front of the referee. But as I said before, when it penalised Warrington for offside up at their own end, they haven't been onside all the game, and why start now? Saints have possession. O'Donnell attacked in half. Brings it to the right. It's now with George Mann. Oh, Mann gets the ball away. It's now with Kevin Ward. Looks a bit of a dangerous pass there from George Mann, but Saints weathered the storm. And Ward and Shelford just having a little verbal altercation there. Nothing we can't handle. Sixth and final tackle of this sequence. David Lyon peppers it upfield. Lee Penny should take it comfortably. He does. Saints reception committee come in. Bernard Dwyer and John Griffiths. Warrington still spreading it. Connolly in again. Superb tackling, the hallmark of this youngster's capabilities and play. As I said, he's in the process of contract talks up at Nosey Road. I know Wigan are certainly interested in him. But now it's Mackey moving it cross-field. He chips it through. Warrington play it. It's all on. Well, sat up nicely, didn't it? Warrington wants a quick play of the ball. They get it. Mackey with a long ball. Well, George Mann picked out there for offside, and I think he did definitely get that one right. I think George was a little bit slow getting back, but Warrington have the penalty. Mark Forster being replaced by Andy Bennett. Warrington run it. Quick hands. Well, it's a knock on. Warrington have they've bottled it. They elected to take, well, obviously you'd elect to take the tap, wouldn't you? 13 points down, 24-11 they trail. George Mann penalised for offside. Warrington played it quick, moved it cross-field. The pass there going to ground. Scrum down, Saints feed. First scrum the Saints have had a head and ball in this second half. Good play by Griffiths. Drives it upfield. Connolly now from the acting half-back. Two-man tackle, brings him down. 12 minutes remaining. 13 points the gap. George Mann has it. 10 metres short of the halfway line. Saints already beaten the wire at Nosey Road this season, 12 points to 4. But the ball scoops out there by Gus O'Donnell. Gary Connolly picks it up. Well, a forward pass is indicated. Good play there by O'Donnell. He had Connolly and Hunt on his outside. The pass was delayed. Now Mike Riley is coming back on to replace David Lyon. So Alan Hunt will drop back to the full-back berth. Well, Warrington with another catalogue of errors. The ball knocked forward just as he was getting it going. Warrington wanting to bring Basil Richards back on and bring Gary Chambers off for the last 10 or 11 minutes. So we're deep up here in the Brian Bevan stand, and quite a few spectators drifting away as John Griffiths breaks through. 20-metre burst there by Griffiths, makes good yardage, puts the Saints in a good attacking position. Cooper attacked in half. Now with Chris Joint, moving it over to that bottom left-hand corner. O'Donnell stepping up, brings in Tira Patty. He gets the ball away to O'Donnell. Cooper, Saints throwing it about. Warrington urged to line up on their own try line. Ward coming through on the burst, gets the ball back, well, tries to get it back, but Warrington scoop it up. They brought Kevin Ward in on the burst there, 17 stone of big Yorkshire beef coming through, but he couldn't take it, and now Warrington break quickly again. Oh, good tackling, excellent tackling there. Mike Riley. Neil Harmon. Riley again, oh, good tackling. Adjudged to be a little high by Shane Cooper on Paul Derbyshire. But the tackle allegedly a little higher, an instinctive tackle. And he came through. Fiery little character, this Derbyshire. There he is with the ball, and now it's Warrington in a good attacking position. 9 minutes remaining of the game. Well, obstruction movement there, obviously learning these tactics off Wigan as they move it cross field. Typical Wigan ploy, and bringing the man forward and causing the obstruction. But it's a Dwayne man in possession, 10 metres short. Mackey attacked in half-back. Warrington trailing by 24 points to 11. Basil Richards. Oh, beg your pardon. Andy Bennett, it was before, not Paul Derbyshire. Derbyshire's 15, Bennett is 14. I do apologise, just being corrected there. I do make the odd mistake now and again, not as many as Ray French and Eddie Hemmings though, I may hasten to add. But it's Warrington in possession. Saints doing the tackling, but Harmon has possession. Right in front of the sticks. Let's see what Warrington will do with the last tackle. Shelford has it, tries to chip it. Tia Rapati comes up with it. Rapati breaks out of the tackle. He drives up Rapati, looking for support. He gets it away to Mike Riley. Riley goes in, takes the tackle, and a little high there from Lee Penny as he came in. But Connolly steps up at dummy half. Bernard Dwyer now. Not been a lot to shout at in the second half. It was 16-11 at half-time. A Ward try, goal by Loughlin in the first minute of the second half, and then a Loughlin penalty goal 13 minutes later. That's the only scoring of this second half. 24-11 the score. Time running out, about 7 minutes on the clock as Joint breaks out of the tackle up to the 20-metre line. Just penetrates the 20-metre area. With Saints in possession, looking to finish with a flourish. Now it's Kevin Ward again. Blockbuster, 10 metres short there now. Wouldn't be surprised if Saints didn't have a go for the extra one-pointer, maybe, as Griffiths chips it through. Yes, can he gather it? Can Hunt? Warrington have possession. Riley completes the tackle. Andy Bennett now breaking down this left wing. Dwayne Mann attacked in half onto Basil Richards. George Mann couldn't take him, but Kevin Ward did. Superb tackle there by Kevin Ward. That's it, into the man, bang him down, let him know what he's about. And here's Mackey. Plenty of time, Mackey gets it away, now Cullen has it. Well, Warrington dropped the ball, it's knocked forward. And a lot of the Warrington spectators here in this, as I said, the Brian Bevan stand, they're doing the old Wigan walk. They've had enough. 24 points to 11 to get him beat, and they're on the way home. And you can't blame them, can you? But the 2 points are in the bag for the Saints, and they're keeping up the challenge on the title. We've got to rely on Warrington again. Let's hope they can beat Wigan on Easter Monday. Let's hope they can inflict a defeat on them, and that Saints can obviously do the business just a few days before. Beating the old pie eaters at Central Park. There's Rapati. Oh, he just lost his footing. Connolly from acting half. Pirouettes, drives up again. He's lost possession. Well, it's going to be a penalty to the Saints, is it, for reaping the ball out of his hands? It's Dwayne Mann, the captain, that's going to be brought out, reaping the ball out of Connolly's hands, and Saints have been awarded the penalty. Shane Cooper called Paul Loughlin up, and why not indeed, eh? Let's kill a few minutes. 24-11 the score, 5 minutes of the game remaining. Loughlin looking to pop over his 5th of the afternoon. Saints looking to make another substitution. John Neal coming on, and Gus O'Donnell going to be brought off. This will be the Saints' final substitution. This will be the 4th one of the afternoon. Well, Gus O'Donnell, I don't know whether he's coming off or not. I don't know whether he wants to come off. But Loughlin's teeing up for the goal, and it's there between the uprights. 35 minutes gone. Paul Loughlin adds insult to injury and pops another one between the sticks. Gus O'Donnell comes off. But a great win here at Wilderspool, and there's not many teams come here at Wilderspool and win, is there? Paul Cullen wanting a last ditch effort, 5 minutes from his side. Mike Riley takes it. George Mann shrugs well. Cullen there, he tripped him. He got out of Cullen's tackle, and Cullen went and tripped George Mann. But the game allowed to go on. Alan Hunt has the ball now. Hunt straightening it up, gains valuable yardage. Gary Chambers just come back on to replace Dwayne Mann. But it's Saints that have ball. Alan Hunt, he's got support, and he's inside from Rapati. If he gives it Rapati, he's in, and that's his first try of the afternoon, and his 6th try in successive matches there. Excellent try by Rapati, but a superb break by Alan Hunt. 37 minutes of the second half, and Rapati there rubbing salt into the wounds there at the wire here at Wilderspool. And the St Helens choir on the opposite end to which the try just been scored are in full voice, aren't they? .30 points to 11. Paul Loughlin pops that one over. I said there, the Saints faithful there, they're asking Steve what to score. I bet your pounds are pinching you know what, that he's picked Warrington this afternoon, especially at home. They've been playing, a superb kick-off there. Oh, Wardy there, it's a pity they'd have gone all the way there, Wardy, wouldn't he? He's got to pull him back because the ball didn't go 10 yards. Obviously, it's a penalty. He should have let it go on, shouldn't he? 32-11 to score. Well, he's penalised Wardy for offside. I thought he penalised the ball for not going 10 yards, but he must have penalised Wardy there. Another bum decision by the man in the middle. But it's just something we've got to put up with, isn't it? Mackey moves it over to the right. Well, sees the gap, loses possession. John Griffiths picks it up, and Griffiths is on his way. Paul Cullen. It is that has him by the shorts. No, beg your pardon. Wrong again. The ball knocked forward. Looked like Lee Penny that had come up with a tackle there on the Saints player in the last minute of normal playing time, plus any stoppage time. 32-11 the score. A well-drilled performance by the Saints this afternoon, especially after trailing 8 points to nil after 11 minutes. Solid tackle by Cooper. And the touch judge on the far side coming on, going in with the knee is the indication. And it was Kelly Shelford that went off before, I do beg your pardon. Kelly Shelford that went off, and Gary Chambers that came back on in the 76th minute. Dwayne Mann, the captain, still on the field. Both sides using the full quota of substitutions. All 4 substitutions are being made. Warrington have possession. 40 minutes gone on the watch. Saints have held Warrington out in the second half. Up to now, well, as they say, who'd be a commentator? Just saying that the Saints had held Warrington out, and Bateman going in for the try. I must apologise, Mike, for that comment there. I mustn't say anything in future, must I? But I would imagine Mike McLennan will be disappointed that Warrington have penetrated the Saints line in the second half, albeit at the death. But 32 points to 15 the score. And Rudd looking to pop this one over. And Rudd getting the treatment just as Loughlin got at the other end. Yes, it's there. (32-17), and that looks as though it's going to be the final score. 1 minute and 50 seconds. Well, there it is. The full-time score here at Wilderspool, 32 points to 17.